Welcome back, guys. Earlier we were talking about Joel Embiid and his injury. Excuse me, sorry. And now we're going to be diving into Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu. But first, I just wanted to remind you that if you like the show and want to send us a comment, you can do that at Stream Elements. Oh, and send tips and donations. You can do that at streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. It puts your question at the top of the list, and it also just really helps the show. Sorry, I'm getting all tongue twisted.
It's a rough morning for you.
It is
You're
a rough
having issues, internet issues, stumbling over your
Yeah.
words, but you're still the consummate professional. You're doing it, my dear. You're awesome.
Thank you. Alrighty. Well, NBA's Curry is going to face WNBA's Ionescu in a three-point showdown. The Golden State sharpshooter Steph Curry, the NBA's all-time three-point leader, and women's NBA one-season three-point record holder Sabrina Ionescu will meet in a showdown on NBA All-Star Weekend. I'm not a big basketball fan, but yesterday Tate sent me a video of Sabrina Ionescu doing her three-point showdown or whatever.
That was the NBA. That was her. I think that was the women's NBA kind of all-star game, and she was going off. She was firing. She was firing.
So impressive. I was like, wow. I was very
Now,
impressed by that.
I'm curious, your thoughts. I'm very curious about you and how you feel about this. Not meaning to sound sexist or anything, but part of this and why I find this so fascinating is the fact that you're putting the greatest three-point shooter in the history of the basketball, Steph Curry, up against the current best three-point shooter in the WNBA. It's a great opportunity to put shine on the WNBA, which do not get close to the same following for as the NBA. Something like this, you seeing this as a woman, does that make you a little bit more intrigued about watching the NBA All-Star game? Does it bring more attention as a woman to the WNBA? How does this situation of this great matchup between the battle of the sexes in many ways, in a fun way?
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? And what are your thoughts on it?
It would definitely make me want to watch at least the All-Star game for sure. Just because, like you said, WNBA doesn't get as much attention as it needs to, and that goes for any women's sport, honestly. And from what it seems like, she's very, very talented. And
yes, absolutely.
obviously Steph Curry is also very talented, but it's nice to see that that they're putting someone who actually is talented up with somebody else who is actually talented. And to me, it looks like, this is my point of view, they're not really like trying to milk it that she's a woman. They're just talking about how talented she is. I mean, because when I was reading about it, they were talking about how Ionescu set a record with 37 points in the final of the WNBA event last year. And the way
37, she made 37 baskets, right?
Yeah,
37. Okay.
And just the way Curry and Ionescu have been like interacting together on social media, they both just seem really excited to go up against another really talented basketball player. I don't really see like this like gender playing a role in it that much.
I think gender will play a major role.
No,
it
absolutely will, but like the way the two of them are exchanging together, it doesn't really seem like they have gender in mind when they're talking about it.
Yes, and see, and here's the positive side of this isn't the Billie Jean King match where it's a guy saying, women can't beat a man and all this stuff. This is a situation where you have two great ambassadors that are making it about it's a basketball competition. It's, you have the right two people. Is there anyone that presents themselves in public as well as Steph Curry? Steph Curry is a great guy, a great sportsman. So I'm hoping that this stays fun. I hope the way this could turn ugly is how it's covered.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like there was a guy that was talking about you take the WNBA champion, and he said he put up $1 million bet that the state champion, high school state champion of his choosing, could beat the WNBA champion. And that's what I mean about it could be gone. It could be put together in a negative way, where if the women don't win, it puts women down. It doesn't have to be this. This could be a really fun event. I've been thinking this for a while because I thought it would be a great way to have an all-star game where you take the WNBA All-Stars and the NBA All-Stars and you play a mixed game during All-Star Week where, it has to be a minimum of 2 women players on the court at any time, or, maximum of 3 of either one, but they're playing a mixed game. And I thought that would be great. Mm-hmm. I had never thought about this as a 3-point competition. I love this as a 3-point competition. Mm-hmm. Question though, do you know, will it be Steph Curry is playing with an NBA regulation ball and women are playing?
Yeah, so it was stated in the article that I read that Curry will shoot from the NBA 3-point line with NBA basketballs, while Ionescu will shoot from the WNBA 3-point line with WNBA basketballs.
Okay, that was one of the things I was kind of curious about because, is the competition going to be, are they using NBA rings? Are they using NBA balls? An NBA ball is bigger than a women's ball. Mm-hmm. The women's 3-point line is in a little bit closer than the men's. So that'll be one of the things that's interesting as well. I know when I was talking to the show host at GSMC, the NBA basketball, and he was kind of curious is what does the NBA really want? Will Steph? He kind of went with more of the conspiracy theory approach, where will Steph Curry lose because it helps the WNBA? Does the NBA want, and that's where I didn't want it to go that route. Yes. I wanted to be more about it's a great opportunity to showcase 2 amazing stars.
Mm-hmm. I think my only concern with this is that, if Ionescu wins, then I feel like a lot of people are going to say it's like, oh, well, like, Curry, like, let her win, whatever. And if she loses, it's going to be, oh, it's because she's a woman and she's not as talented as a basketball player. So
that's the thing I'm worried about there, mm-hmm. is that it's all in how it's covered. Mm-hmm. And the coverage and the way it's dictated, I'm sorry, is ESPN. The way ESPN covers it more than anyone else, because if NBA starts covering in a negative way, it's going to trickle down the line to many other networks. Mm-hmm. TNT, ESPN, Fox. That's the big 3 on how they take this. It could easily go negative, where it's like if Steph Curry loses, it's kind of like, oh, you lost to a girl, and
Yeah.
you're washed up or this and that, or you threw the game. I just
Mhm.
want it to be, if you approach this positive, it's just a fun competition.
Mhm.
And I don't want this to be a one-offer. I think the NBA should start incorporating in and doing, like I said, the mixed game. I would love the mixed game
Mhm.
where, it's three women, two guys, or two guys, vice versa. But but it's a mixed game where you have to have the players on the court. I think that would be awesome. I think each year, I think they should start mixing in the WNBA games because that's a great time. The NBA All-Star game is supposed to be a celebration of basketball.
Right.
And lately the NBA, it has been sliding. I think this is a great way, if done correctly, to really infuse the game. I would love to go away from the East, West, or you pick this team, you pick that team. I think it should be uh, you have a rookie game. I think you have the American players versus the world players. I
Mhm.
think you should mix in the Steph Curry versus I can't think of her name right. What's her name again?
Sabrina
Sabrina.
Ionescu.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ionescu, and then and mix in a mixed game. I would love all of that, and I would go and I would definitely support it because the WNBA has put. There's some good games in the WNBA. They just don't get any of the following.
Yeah.
And it took. And I'm one of those people that I don't know why I've been this way, and I've been trying to change this, but I can sit down and watch women's March Madness, the college basketball, and love it.
Mhm.
But I have not been able, in the past, I haven't been a big supporter of the WNBA. And I love this because it kind of brings that attention out there.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I hope that this will bring more viewers and lovers of the WNBA. Um, I don't really like basketball, so basketball is not my favorite sports to watch. Um,
Uh-huh.
but as a woman, I would love for women's sports to get more attention because, I mean, just Sabrina, watching her making 37 baskets, and I don't well how
I
many.
forget, I don't know how much time you have, but you have so
Yeah.
much, it's time, so you have to go through.
Yeah,
And
and she
hopefully, like you, it made you excited. Maybe it'll make I want
yeah,
more women to get involved with the WNBA. So go ahead.
I just I don't feel like right now people understand that women, when they also take the same amount of time and dedication into their sports that they play as much as men do. And
Mhm.
so I am very happy that this is going down, and honestly, I think I might watch it.
Mike, you are watching it. How dare you say Mike? You are watching it. I'm going to definitely make that a segment, so you have to watch
So I
it.
have to watch it.
No, but yeah, I think it's going to be. I'm watching it for sure.
Mhm.
I'm very curious, and I would love for it to end up being like a tit for tat where it's just like so close and that they both shine.
Mhm.
I hope sometimes with a stage like this where there's such a microscope on this, there's a lot of pressure. I hope she rises to the occasion. I hope Steph rises to the occasion,
Mhm.
but it makes it a very fun event.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. And for everyone that's out there that's kind of like, oh, women's basketball, if you have something negative to say about it, just stay away from this event because I want this to be a celebration
Yeah.
of basketball and women's and men's basketball,
Mhm.
not a see I told you show moment.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree.
Excellent.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking about Deion Sanders and how he believes Colorado can make the 2024-25 CFP.